I'm a beginner, but I still use top-down analysis. And I simply want to show you my approach, how I do it. It's subjective how you guys do it, how you draw your zones, your support and resistance. But this just helps me identify ranges I want to trade within despite the time frame. But I need to know the overall direction. I'm typically a scalper. I've held trades longer, but I feel like psychologically I'm impatient. So right now as a beginner, I'm focused on quick profits, and that enables me to learn faster actually if you think about it, because I'm on a smaller time frame, so shorter cycles between trades. Anyway, I'm going to draw a powerful monthly resistance at the top of these wicks. There's somewhat of a range here, correct? You can see that. Let's create a range, because this helps me identify where I want to trade within this range. It's starting, it's going up. You can see it's somewhat bullish, but then it looks like it's hitting resistance, so it's becoming bearish. You have to understand there's economic factors that influence this. Supply of gold, there's a myriad of things you need to really consider when trading gold. But right now we're just focused on top-down analysis. So this is my range on the monthly, most reliable range, support and resistance. Weekly time frame, we're still within that monthly range. You can't even see the bottom one, but look, it's right there. It's still somewhat bullish, but it's ranging here, and then now it respected that resistance, and now it's falling. Is it going to hit it another time before it drops, or is it going to break? We don't know, but right now we know it's going down, and it created support here. See that support? So if you want to, on the weekly, you can even label it weekly, but for now, I'm just going to, you know what? I'll do this. I will know that when, and I'll change the color. This bottom wick within this monthly zone, within this monthly range, this bottom support is identified as the weekly. So let's change it a different color. Let's do it a light blue. Okay, so now we know when it comes down to that support, it is the weekly support. Now we're going to go to the daily time frame. We're still within that monthly range. Now we know that's the bottom, that's the floor of the weekly. The color schemes do help you identify easier instead of all the same. Even though it looked like bullish and then it's consolidating, look on the daily time frame. It looks like you can draw a trend line if you want, which I will. It looks like it's descending, but it's respecting this weekly support. But it broke above that trend line. Will it keep going up to hit that monthly resistance, or will it just drop and create a resistance here where the crosshairs are, and then fall back to respect this support or breakdown? We don't know, but we just know the areas of the range of where we're trading. So now let's go to the 4 hour. I'm typically a scalper, but right now I'm just showing you TDA, top-down analysis. If you guys have any opinions on how I should look at it, by all means leave that in the comment section. But look, it broke above that descending trend line, but it respected the weekly support. But now it looks like it is on the 4 hour. If we zoom in a little bit, it is creating somewhat of a resistance or some type of consolidation. Even though if you look with a line graph, it looks like it's still somewhat bullish. You can actually create a trend there going up. Look at these long impulsive candles pushing up, forming resistance, descending, resistance, but it's still going up. You can see the trend. Who knows? Maybe there are gaps that are getting smaller. Is it slowing down and it's going to push down? Maybe. But right now we need to know where our position is with our perspective, how we look at everything. Remember, we're just focused on gold right now to keep everything simple in trading. That's what this channel is about, keeping everything simple, because there's too much noise on YouTube. And I'm in a testament to that, of learning. There's so many options. Hopefully this can help you see things just easier. But what would I do here at the 4 hour? It's still a reliable time frame, high probability time frame. Well, I can create a zone where I saw resistance. This is not all the way reliable, So we can easily break this zone. I know that, and I'm considering that when I'm marking this up. But look, what am I going to do next? I'm going to create a floor too, a floor zone where it consolidated to. I'm creating ranges within ranges, basically, if you will. So I can easily know where I want to place my trades and then know how long I stay within a trade. I'm a scalper, so it's going to be a very short time frame. I typically stay within the 1 minute time frame. I'm very fast. I'm impatient. That's my psychology right now, starting off. But look, even it created that wick in that zone and supported it. It's still climbing, but now I can identify within this other zone, this range of a zone between zones, that it wicked many times here on the 4 hour. It even created there's ranges on top of ranges. Look, there's another possible floor right here. So what can I do? Well, I would zoom in even more. And I would create another mini zone. But as I'm marking these up, I'm also considering and understanding that these can easily be broken. And I know the market direction when I'm marking this up. I'm remembering it. I'm constantly going between all the time frames to understand and remember. But check this out. We're on the 4 hour. I'll go down to the 1 hour now. I know this is somewhat of a range. It could just bounce up and down. 1 hour. Look, it took off. Will it hit that ceiling, or will it just make, look, another resistance possibly, and then drop down? We don't know. This is what you have to consider on every single time frame with every zone you create, so you can see this. It's like Russian dolls, right? One inside another. That's how you have to look at it. But the 1 hour, I'm going to zoom in more, see the candles better. Impulsive move, double top, or whatever you want to call that. You can call that some type of resistance. Whatever you want to call it is very subjective. It's just how you see it. People give it names and think that's the only way you should call it something. Selling pressure, then it dropped. Respected this zone many times on the 1 hour, then took off. Looks like it's struggling to push up. What's going to happen next? We still don't know. We're creating a thesis as we go. We're understanding the story. And then we're still doing research on economic conditions to what can make it go bullish or bearish within these theses that we create. But look, create a resistance to me. I'm going to zoom in even more while still remembering where I am within all these time frames and zones. And I jumped straight to the 15-minute. Look, it looks like it's going to come down, right? We don't know, though, because there's a doji candle, indecision in the market. We have no idea. It could just break through, because you have to remember these zones can easily be broken. The shorter the time frame are, the smaller the time frame. 5 minute, I don't really care about, but I look, it confirms it's still kind of consolidating, not really breaking through. And then let's see if it goes down. But before we think it's going to go down, you might want to create another zone within that zone. Like I said, you're always creating zones so you can understand ranges of where you're trading within. All you need is, 10 pips, 50 pips, whatever you're trying to get. It all adds up. Don't worry about that. Worry about the art behind this. Be passionate about this. Love this. This is a game, a computer game, if you will. Gamify adversity so you can mitigate challenges. But impulsive move to the upside, respected that as resistance, dropped range, but it's still climbing almost like bullish, but it might respect that ceiling and drop all the way down because it showed that it has in the past, but we still don't know, so we have to keep that in mind. I'll go to the 1 minute now. It looks like it's just ranging on the 1 minute. I'll create, like I said, another floor. Let's create another floor. This has been respected somewhat. Drag this. It could just range forever. You have no idea, because you have to understand the session times and what's going on in the news and the volume, obviously. But I'm just giving you an idea of how I look at charts. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think anyone can be wrong. It's always a subjective way of thinking, trading. This is what I've come to conclude with my thesis on how to look at the market so far. Since July of 2021, a little bit before that actually, since the pandemic 2020, I've been getting into this game. But now you can look for entries and exits. What would I do here? I want to take a short. It would be cool if I can take a short depending on where it went. Take it all the way down here. And I have a 1 to 3. But we don't know. We have no data. Or would we go here? Where do we put the stop loss? Above this range or above the previous range? This is all subjective. We have no idea, but this is how I look at it. And I'm unorthodox when it comes to trading. I might not even put a stop loss, but I'm monitoring the trade the whole time, so I'll exit immediately. I am the stop loss. Anyway, I hope this brought value to your insight of what you think trading is and how you should look at it as a beginner, as a novice trader. I'm learning. I'm on the journey with you. We all want to be able to leave our corporate 9-to-5s, despite how much it pays, because at the end of the day, even if you're making $250,000 a year in sales, whatever you're doing, you still want to be able to control your own schedule every day. So this is my end goal. I just want to do this and make $200,000 a year, $150,000 a year, something. But I hope you understand, you took value from this. Leave comments, questions. Let's build a community here in Houston. Thank you for stopping by Houston Trading.